How many of you ladies out there feel like the prepping world is aimed towards men? I know that I did when I got started, and I honestly almost questioned whether this whole prepping thing was right for me because I didn't look like all of the other preppers out there. But today what I want to do is share 5 strengths that you probably have as a woman that might actually make you a better prepper than the men around you. Welcome back to PrepHERedness, where we talk about all things prepping and self-sufficiency. I am Laura, and I am glad you're here today, especially for all of my females out there who are watching, because today I want to highlight some strengths that you probably have naturally that might make you even a better prepper than the men around you. And if you stick around until the end, I'm going to share a superpower that you probably have and a free resource that you could use to advance you on this prepping journey. Let's dive in. I think the first trait that most women have that make them exceptional preppers is just this caregiving instinct. I think as women, we are used to taking care of the people around us. Now, you don't necessarily have to be a mom to make that true. You are probably taking care of siblings or nieces and nephews or friends or your parents if you are a woman. The chances are that you have someone in your life that you are already taking care of. And because of that mindset of caregiving, we really kind of stand out in this prepping space for being able to think through what an emergency situation looks like for us in our family, and also the things that we can do to really help give a sense of calm, a sense of security, that sense of comfort that women naturally tend to do slightly better than men. That caregiving instinct is what is going to allow you to take care of your family in an emergency, and it's going to be an innate trait for you. You are not going to be necessarily thinking about the gear or the tactic. You are going to be thinking about, how do I feed my family? How do I clothe my family? How do I keep them in a secure shelter? How do I make them feel warm and comforted and safe? Those are things that just come naturally to women that I think men have to work a little bit harder at. That's not to say that men aren't nurturing or super caring. It's just to say that as women, we are more used to thinking about caretaking in our roles just naturally in life. The second strength that I find most women have that is maybe outpacing our male counterparts is this idea of long-term planning. At least in my family, and I will say even in my social network and my friend group, in a very male-dominated culture, I found that women tended to think about long-term planning differently than men. They had this idea of not just, hey, let's get through today, let's get through the crisis at hand, but how do we improve things for the future? How do we take action now to get to where we want to go? Again, military, we call this end state. It's that planning process. And I think women naturally do that long-term planning a little bit better, right? You are already probably thinking ahead about the things that you need to do for your family in the next week, 2 weeks, month, 6 months, even sometimes in the next year. You're probably the one that is planning the parties and the trips. You're the one planning the grocery list. You are the one planning for your weekly menus. You are the person that is doing the planning to keep your household running. You're probably also scheduling pickup for your kids from all of their sporting activities and dropping the dog off at the groomers. Now, that doesn't mean that your significant other or the guy in your life who's amazing is not chipping in. But what I find for most of us is that the women are doing the planning, the men are helping us with execution. And so when we think about that in terms of prepping, you are probably going to be the one who is planning for that emergency. You're going to be thinking about, again, that meal planning, what medical supplies you need to be getting. Guys out there are going to be thinking about, again, the tactics, the tools, the cool Gucci gear, because that is what they are kind of marketed to, and that is kind of how they are being sold on this prepping thing, where you are going to be able to take that long-term planning skill and really apply it to emergency situations. Closely related to planning is strength number 3, and that is organization. Again, this is general stereotypes. This is not everybody, but the women that I know in my family and a lot of my friends are the ones who like to be organized, right? We are the ones who want our house to look a certain way. We want to keep our things in a certain spot. We want to put labels on everything because Pinterest told us they were cool. We are the ones that like to be organized because it gives us a sense of control in our homes. We're also the ones who love to make checklists and check them off. If you, like me, love a good checklist, then you are probably going to be a fabulous prepper, because prepping is a lot about planning, making those plans, creating those checklists, and then checking them off and staying organized. It's about tracking what supplies you have. Again, you're probably already doing this naturally in your home. You are probably the one who is thinking about, when am I going to run out of toilet paper or toothpaste? When do I need to go buy some more canned beans beans for the chili I want to make next week. You already have those things in your mind, and you are probably the one that is helping your family stay organized on a day-to-day basis. Push that into prepping. All that means is getting organized for, again, where do we store our supplies? How long do we keep our supplies? Are we rotating our supplies? Where do we store them? How do we keep them so they are accessible? How do I put them in pretty bins and put labels on them so that I think they look nice? Maybe that's only me and my sister, but I'm guessing that you can relate at least a little bit to this idea of organization as a skill set that you already have that makes you amazing at getting ready for emergencies. The fourth one is multitasking. Now, I know there's tons of science and research out there that says you don't truly multitask. You actually switch very quickly from task to task to task. But I do think in general, women switch from task to task more frequently, more often, and sometimes I would argue maybe a little bit more seamlessly than the guys around you. That is because we are used to having our brains go in a million directions, right? We are used to taking care of the house. We're used to taking care of the kids. We're used to taking care of the pets and our husbands. We are used to working at work and having our career. We're used to keeping the finances going, right? You are multitasking all of the time in a given day. In an emergency situation, that ability to really kind of track a lot of different things is going to help you respond more quickly and also just ensure that you are thinking about all of the things that could come up that could be a threat to you or your family. I think in general, women are good at juggling a lot of priorities. It is just sort of how our society is set up. It's just how our families tend to operate. And so having that ability to multitask is something that you're going to be able to leverage for your prepping journey, because let's just face it, prepping is a lot about multitasking. It is about thinking about all of those different categories that you need to be prepared for: your household supplies, your medical supplies, your water, your food, etc. You are used to already multitasking in a way. And so being able to do that in the prepping space gives you a slight advantage over some of your peers. And I think the fifth strength is something that is also somewhat innate and partly taught to us as women, and that is situational awareness, right? We are taught from a very young age to be aware of my surroundings, to know what was going on. And as a female, we do have to be a little bit more in tune with the things around us and the threats that we could be facing. And that is just simply a result of kind of our times, of the statistics out there where women are targeted more often from a violence perspective. We are more used to paying attention to the situation around us. And because of that, sometimes we see anomalies faster than our male counterparts, right? Because we are used to seeing things in a certain way. And if something is out of place or something doesn't feel right, or you have that gut feeling or that just kind of not right settling feeling, you are going to be able to take action more quickly. I will tell you that is kind of what happened with COVID in my family. I realize it's kind of a strange example of situational awareness, but I was starting to read things and hear things in the news about supply chain stuff. And I literally got that feeling in my stomach like, this could get bad, right? It was just that innate sense, that kind of gut feeling, emotion that came with it that said, you know what, like this is gonna not be great. Let's go get even more prepared. Let's make that final trip to Sam's Club. And when I talked to my husband about it and said, yeah, he goes, oh yeah, I guess you're right. That makes sense. I hadn't really thought about it, right? And it's not because my husband's not a smart guy and not because he doesn't understand the threats and not because he wasn't all in prepping, just because his brain is very focused on the day-to-day and it's not necessarily focused on the bigger picture. It goes back to that long-term planning. It goes back to kind of just situational awareness. I think my natural strengths and many women's natural strengths is that we tend to see that more quickly than the guys around us. And so use that situational awareness to really help you, one, understand the threats and the risk around you, but also to be ready to react more quickly when an emergency happens. And the sixth thing that I'm going to call it your superpower, which is really the bonus of this, is that most women that I know love to read and love to research. If you are someone who considers yourself a lifelong learner like I do, or you love books, you are going to be ahead on this prepping journey. Let me be honest, like I started my prepping journey by reading every prepping book that I could get my hands on. I wanted to learn what other people were doing. I wanted to see what other people were thinking about. And so I have created a resource for you that you can download below that is just a list of my 5 favorite prepping books that really helped me get a jump start on this prepping journey that I think could also help you. And as women, I think we are a little bit better at reading, at researching, at really thinking about those things that we're interested in, perhaps in a different way than the men around us, right? The guys are Googling those headlines. They are looking at those cool gear lists on YouTube. And there's nothing wrong with those. My last week's video was all on gear and things that we have for our prepping journey. But I think that reading and that research is something that is really a superpower for women that sets you apart and allows you to make exponential growth on this prepping journey. So those are my kind of secret hacks that I think women have that make them slightly better preppers than the men around them. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, and not the mean thoughts, guys, not the ones that say, I think about long-term planning and I'm great at organization. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying that in general, I think women tend to have these skills that are set above and beyond the men around us. So drop a comment below. Tell me what your superpower is that you have as a woman that loves prepping, and I would love to hear what you're doing on this journey.